This morning, our reporter Stefan Goosen is in Manenberg. Good morning, Stefan.
Morning, hi.
We can see you're taking part in that march by the youth of Manenberg against gangsterism in the area. We saw just a little bit earlier there Nadine Turan taking part in a night vigil, possibly sometime this week. What are community members doing apart from these marches and vigils, and how do they aim that these marches are going to raise awareness about the plight of these communities?
Well, this one specifically is aiming at equipping the youth with information, with tips that could help them not only to get out of the gang violence, but to stay away from it completely. We are on our way to Danafontein Park at the moment, where these children will be given a workshop. They'll be taught certain lessons about gangsterism, about their human rights as well, all in a bid to try and get them off the streets. They're also launching youth programs that will hopefully assist with this. And yes, this youth march, just the start of many things to come for the youth of Manenberg.
Stefan, who is behind this initiative? Who's going to be teaching these children about their rights and giving them tips on staying away from gangsterism?
This is all organized by a collection called the Manenberg Youth Collection. And now they're made up of youngsters in the area, who come from the area, who know what these other youths live with on a daily basis. Earlier this morning, while just at the beginning of the march, we were alerted to a murder that occurred just last night. So this march very much needed. It has been gathering momentum as it has been moving through the streets of Manenberg. And yes, the Manenberg Youth Collective will be teaching these kids, informing them of what their rights are, what they should be doing to stay out of trouble, to deal with the violence that they experience on a daily basis.
Stefan, so what we're seeing is the action coming very much from within the community itself. Has there been any support from local government or from police in the community for this march?
Well, the city itself has said that it needs much more visible policing. I mean, I can just speak from my own experience today. There's been one police van accompanying us as we've moved through the area. So definitely there needs to be more done, a lot more done from government and from the city as well.
But now we know that that's not a new issue. In April this year already, MEC in the Cape for local safety approached the police and took them to task about the lack of resources in the Western Cape. And at that time, Police Minister Bheki Cele promised to meet in May with local government to discuss the deployment of resources to the area. Has anything changed since then?
What they have done is they've started looking at the shift when the peak times are for the violence, when peak times are for shootings, and they've redeployed staff in conjunction with those times. No additional staff members at the moment, but they're trying to look at, if you can call it, the schedule of the violence and try and adjust to that schedule at the end of the day.
We also know that Manenberg is not the only area in the Cape that is dealing with a scourge of gangsterism. Last week, in a space of 14 hours, 10 lives claimed by gangsterism. Last week as well, 6 members of the anti-gang unit themselves shot during an altercation with gang members. And now we see that the head of the anti-gang unit, Major General Lincoln, wants 3 senior members of the anti-gang unit removed. It seems that infighting amongst the police are preventing resources from being deployed to the people who need them most.
It is a definite issue here, and it's a definite issue that the city and the government will have to deal with very soon, so that things like this don't happen. Just last week, more than a week and a half ago, a 12-year-old boy got caught up in the shooting between gangs as well, just in Eitzach. I was also told this morning by some residents of the area, sports events having to be cancelled in Kensington and Hanover Park, where during a soccer match, shooting started going down. So definitely more needed by government. The infighting not helping this community at all.
And Stefan, the people behind you, the little people behind you, are most often the victims. Children and women, innocent bystanders, are often the victims of gang shooting, not necessarily the targets, but as bystanders, they pay most dearly. What is the clear message coming from the children taking part in that march?
Well, they are definitely, as small as they are, fed up with what they have to deal with on a daily basis, being afraid to leave your own home in the morning for fear of being gunned down or being caught up in gang violence isn't a way for any child to live. So they definitely want this gang violence to end. They want their streets to be safer. They want to be able to be children again. And that is the main message coming out of today's march so far.
Thank you very much for that report from Manenberg. Stefan Goosen coming to us from a youth protest against the scourge that is currently facing the Manenberg community.